The episode starts off with Leomon making contact with the Digidestin. I don't know about you guys, but it's so nice to see Leomon again. It's been a good dozen episodes since we last saw him. He mentions that the castle is growing from Eldoradimon. Whilst the castle is growing, we see Sephirothmon giving the Shard of Millenniummon energy and data almost simultaneously. It's not a coincidence that we see the image of Millenniummon absorbing the data straight after Leomon mentions that the castle is growing. What if the castle on Eldoradimon was actually Millenniummon's castle when he was still alive back in the day, and that maybe the castle itself is also one of Millenniummon's shards, because Millenniummon is growing stronger with the data he's absorbing. Whilst he is getting stronger, the castle is growing bigger as well. That could be the reason why the castle is growing, because think about it, how can a castle grow? I mean, maybe because it's part of Eldoradimon, that could be the reason why it's growing, but still, Millenniummon is growing and the castle is growing. Both of them are growing at the same time. There's definitely a connection in my opinion. The team are about to arrive in FAGA. The partner Digimon feel uneasy, which is understandable because we know the metallic beast is coming, and he did, rising from the depths, releasing his Giga Cannon. Attacks straight into the Cloud Continent, one of the 4 Dark Masters, Machindramon. And yes guys, I'm going to be calling him Machindramon. You know it's a dire situation when Greymon lowers his tone of voice straight after digivolving from Agumon. Normally he says Greymon in every episode, but in this episode he lowered his tone saying Greymon, like he knew this is going to be bad whilst he was digivolving. All the ultimates are attacking him, but Machindramon is just chilling. Nothing phases him. Vadermon says Machindramon is one of the strongest Digimon around, and it's true, he is, which is one of the faults of the original anime, having Wargreymon one-shot him, which was criminal in my opinion. And it makes sense for Machindramon to be the final obstacle before the Digidestin get into FAGA and find the main crystal of Millenniummon, as Machindramon is one of the Digimon that forms Millenniummon. Him and Chimeramon fused together to become Millenniummon in the first place. We see Hikari noticing Millenniummon from within Machindramon, and it makes sense because he was in the original fusion to form him. I love the lasers coming out of Machindramon's tail. He's using moves that we have not seen before, which is awesome to see, since he is a machine and he should have more moves. Look at Metalgarurumon, he's got a billion moves because of his metallic body. I love the fact that Matt and Wargreymon remembered that Metalgarummon almost digivolved into Machindramon, and back then he wasn't even a fully digivolved Machindramon, but he was still such a threat. It seems like Machindramon is also absorbing the data of the partner Digimon when we see him eating the white forms of data after he defeats one of the partner Digimon. Lilymon, Megakabuterimon, Zudamon and Garudamon all fall to Machindramon's power. Wargreymon and Metalgarurumon join the fight, but I am so happy that they are also struggling against Machindramon. This is the Machindramon we deserve, a metallic Godzilla on King Kong steroids, wrecking the whole place up. Finally, we get to see a Digimon completely dominate and outclass the partner Digimon, including the Megas. We finally see Machindramon in his full glory here, after the disaster of what the original anime did to him. However, there are some references to the original anime, such as Kari using the Crest of Light to power up Wargreymon, which happened in the original anime and is happening here in this episode. I like that Tai tells everyone to leave and go straight to FAGA, because he realized this isn't the real fight, as he says we need the power of the Holy Digimon for later on, so he knows an even bigger battle will be on its way. It wasn't him stealing the spotlight at all, it was him being a strategist. Most of the partner Digimon are all knocked out. It's best for them to rest up instead of taking more hits from Machindramon, and it actually makes sense for it to be Wargreymon versus Machindramon. This is basically Agumon fighting his Dark Mega. This is what Wargreymon could have become, as we saw in the brief flashback earlier in the episode. Similar to how Machinedramon had to defeat Devimon to fully move on, Wargreymon is fighting his own Devimon, Machindramon. I just love the Dark versus Hero Digivolution paths are fighting against one another, and it's a tough fight as well. This isn't easy. Wargreymon still being pushed around even with the Crest of Light power boost. After a long struggle, he finally manages to Mega Clone Machindramon's head right off, and another Terra Force at the back of Machindramon, but then the episode ends with phase 4 of Machindramon, which was basically a self-destruct button for him, as his remains, along with Tai and Wargreymon, head towards the Cloud Continent, and possibly destroying the Cloud Continent with a massive explosion. I don't know how Tai will survive, but damn, this was a good episode. One of the best episodes of the series so far. There must be some secrets within the Cloud Continent. Maybe there's another Holy Holy Digimon sleeping within the Cloud Continent. And Millenniumon doesn't want that Digimon to return, which is the reason why Machindramon kept on attacking the Cloud Continent throughout this episode. You can smell the way Tai will return. He will have this big epic comeback in the next few episodes. One way I think Tai could survive that explosion is the Crest of Light. After Machindramon was defeated, Wargreymon and Tai were still standing. They still had the Crest of Light aura surrounding them. This aura could form into a barrier to protect both of them from the explosion. Or the Holy Digimon that might be sleeping within the Cloud Continent may have woken up and protects them both from the explosion. Whatever is hiding in the Cloud Continent will be the thing that protects Tai and Wargreymon from the explosion. I mean, who really knows? I'm just theorizing here. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And like I always say, care for nothing. Giga Cannon.